tips video. These are tips that have helped me through the years and things that I've seen that work for other people with curly hair as well. And I'm not saying like they're necessarily rules for curly hair. Like I said, they're things that have worked for me throughout the years. So if you'd like to see what has worked for me, then stay tuned for the tips. If you wonder why I'm looking over there, it's because I've got notes so I don't forget to mention anything. So that's why I'm looking over there. Okay, so the first tip is to wash your hair thoroughly to prevent product buildup, therefore preventing weighing your curls down. Now I've seen people ask why they can't get the same results that they get at a hairdresser's when they wash their hair, and well, it's pretty simple. When you go to their hairdressers, notice how well they massage the shampoo into the scalp, and they always wash your hair twice. So I would recommend that you wash your hair twice. If you don't wash your hair regularly, like every other day or so or something like that, and you use a lot of products in your hair, then definitely wash it twice. If you can feel that your hair is quite dirty or has quite a lot of build-up, then do wash your hair twice. I wash my hair twice when I feel like there is a bit too much product in it. I don't just wash it once. I don't feel like one wash is enough, and if I do wash it once, and I should have washed it twice, I can feel it once my hair is dry. It's not as fresh and light as it should be, despite being washed. So wash it twice if you feel that there is product build-up in your hair. My next tip is leave in minimal hair products. Don't put in too much hair product to again weigh your curls down and to create a crunch effect. So like I remember at school I used to put loads of like hair mousse in my hair, and it used to make my hair really crunchy. There's no need to put too much product in your hair. You just need enough so that it controls the frizz and helps to define your curls. You don't need too much. The next tip is one of the most important tips. Make sure that your hair is cut in layers. If you don't cut it in layers, then you won't get a nice movement and a nice shape to your hair. It will just be like a triangle shape. Because if your hair is straight, then it's fine, it doesn't matter. But when people with curly hair, when they don't cut their hair into a good haircut, it just doesn't have any movement or nice shape to it. It doesn't matter if it's short or long, it should be cut in layers. And make sure that whoever is cutting your hair knows how to cut it well. I've seen so many people like in the street when they have curly hair and it's cut in layers, but it's just done in some really funky way. Like there's a really big chunk of layer at the top here, and then a big long chunk of hair here, and it just looks so bad. So make sure whoever's cutting your hair knows how to cut layers properly. The next, oh yeah, also, and trim your hair regularly. If you don't trim your hair regularly, it definitely affects your curl pattern. Like my hair at the moment really needs a trim. The ends, like they're really lank and kind of like scraggly, but I'm really far away from my regular hairdresser, and I'm scared to trust anyone to cut my hair the way that I like it. So I've been putting it off for a long time now, and the ends, they're getting really lank and scraggly. So the best way to keep your curls in tip-top condition and top form and more defined is to definitely have your hair trimmed regularly and really well. The next one is, if you're in a rush to dry your hair and you don't want to leave it to dry naturally, or you feel like you don't have enough time, then use a diffuser. You don't need to buy a hairdryer that comes with a diffuser. Just buy a universal diffuser like this one. This one is from Babyliss, and I got this at a beauty supply store in on Shaftesbury Avenue in London. It's been there for many years. I can't remember the name of it, but it's not hard to find. It's right on the main street. But imagine you can get this at most beauty supply stores, and like I said, it's a universal diffuser, so it fits onto most hair dryers, unless if the hair dryer is really big, then it won't fit, but most hair dryers it fits onto. And the best way to use it is to put your hair dryer on a low heat and low air setting, and don't dry your hair fully. Leave your hair to dry to about maybe 70 to 80%, and then leave the rest to dry naturally, because if you dry your hair 100% with the diffuser, it will dry it out and cause frizz. So it's best to not dry it completely with the diffuser. Next tip is, don't use too much heat styling on your head, because it will damage your hair and then affect your curls. Your hair won't be as curly because your hair will be slightly damaged. So don't use straighteners, blow dryer, tongs too much. Use them as little as possible. Yeah, washing your hair too much, I wouldn't advise that. I know some people, they swear by it and it works for them, but I wouldn't recommend it because it strips the natural oils from your hair. Now, I actually did this once when my hair, when I was younger, my hair it used to be a lot thicker and fuller, but it's thinner now because I lost quite a lot of hair. And at that time, there was a time when I was washing it every day because I felt like it was the only way that I could get really defined frizz-free curls. But after like a month or so, my hair started to feel like straw. It was so dry because I was washing it every single day. So I wouldn't advise to wash your hair every single day, but if you're currently doing it and it works for you, then that's good for you. But for me, that it just did not work, and I wouldn't recommend it because it really does. It doesn't give a chance for the natural hair oils to go down the hair shaft. So I wouldn't advise washing your hair every single day. The next tip is to do frequent hydrating and strengthening treatments. So like maybe every week or every 2 weeks do a hydrating treatment, and every so often do a strengthening treatment, like something that has keratin or some other kind of protein in it. But don't do the strengthening treatment too much, otherwise you can break your hair. Your hair can break if you use too much protein in your hair. But definitely use the hydrating treatment regularly. I think things like shea butter, olive oil. You can even do home hair oil treatments at home with olive oil or coconut oil, and do them regularly to help hydrate your hair, because curly hair usually is drier than other hair types, so you definitely need to give it more TLC in that department. So give it regular pampering sessions so that it doesn't dry out too much and it can keep hydrated and help to define your curls, because if your hair's dried out, then it'll be frizzy and your curls won't be able to be defined as well as they can be if your hair is really well hydrated. And that includes having a good diet. If you have a really bad diet, then it will obviously reflect in your hair. Obviously you have to drink a lot of water and consume foods that have healthy fats, like the omega-3s and omega-6, like oily fish such as salmon, mackerel, sardines, other things. If you don't like fish, if you're I was going to say virgin, if you're a vegetarian, stuff like flax seeds, they're really high in healthy fats, but make sure you blend them before you consume them, because the whole seeds, they're too hard for the body to digest, so they just go through you without you absorbing any of the nutrients. So make sure you blend them before you consume flax seeds. Next tip is make sure you comb your hair while you're washing it. I mean, like when you have your conditioner in and everything, because when your hair is dry, it's not advisable to brush it or comb it, because you'll just brush out the curls and it just become a big ball of frizz. So when you've got your conditioner in your hair, then gently finger comb your hair, or use a tangle tease or any other kind of comb that you prefer to use. I just use my fingers, and when my hair is, no, when I finished washing my hair and I'm gonna put the cream in and everything, then I just put I don't need to brush it because I already finger combed it in while I was washing it. So make sure you finger comb or comb your hair while it's wet, because when it's dry you'll just brush out all the curls. Another tip is, like with the whole brushing thing, don't touch your hair too much once it starts, because it will cause more frizz. And I have to say I'm guilty of that. I'm always like rearranging my hair and moving it from side to side and everything, but it does cause frizz. It's just like a little tip to prevent frizz. If you keep touching your hair, it will cause frizz. Also, as I said, not to comb or brush your hair. You want to like arrange your hair with your fingers to get the best results. Like when your hair's dry and you're styling it while it's dry, you just want to arrange it with your fingers, like put it in any position however you want it. Just do it with your fingers. Don't do it with a comb or a brush or anything, because that will be the worst thing that you do. Another point I want to make is that some people, they don't realize that they have curly hair or wavy hair. You see so many people and their hair's just like there, like they've brushed their hair and it's just a big frizz thing with no shape or movement or anything, and they don't actually realize that they've got curly or wavy hair. Now, if you feel like you may have wavy hair, then try a curly hair routine and see how your hair dries, because like I said, I've seen so many people and their hair is just weird. Like they should have left it to dry naturally rather than let it dry and then brush it out, because I think what happens is people, they brush their hair and they don't realize that it's actually curly or wavy, because they're brushing out the waves and the curls, and then they feel like, oh, my hair's so frizzy, I don't know what to do. But it's actually that they're causing the frizz and the undefinition of the hair. So if you feel like when your hair's wet it looks kind of wavy or curly, whatever, don't brush it when it's dry. Just do a curly hair routine and see how your hair dries, and don't brush it once it's dried, because then maybe your hair is actually wavy and curly rather than you thinking it's just some weird just frizz thing there. Another tip is to do with products. You have to experiment with products, because some products work for people, some products don't work for people, so you have to see what works best for you. Like before I used to use mousse, hair serum, because my hair was really thick and like full, so I wanted to reduce the volume in that. But now that I've lost a lot of hair, I don't really need to use hair serum. I sometimes use hair mousse, but not all the time. So definitely experiment with things. Like I said, you can try hair serum, hair mousse. There's leave-in conditioners in cream form or spray form. You can try light hair oils that they come in like a cream form, but they're like slightly oily. I mentioned Luster's light hair oil in a previous video of mine, so that's an example of a light hair oil. And last but not least, try and mix and match, or mix up different routines if you feel like your current routine isn't working for you, because sometimes our hair stops cooperating and our current routine isn't working anymore, and we're wondering, oh, what's wrong with my hair? Why is it being annoying? So maybe you want to try a new routine and see if that works for you. So mix and match different routines to see what works better for your current hair, how it is, because our hair is always changing. So if your current routine all of a sudden isn't working as well for you, then try something else. So yeah, those are basically all my tips for curly hair. If you have any questions, then leave them down below. I'm sorry my skin's like really shiny and really hot. I'm sorry about that. So yeah, I hope you found the video useful, interesting, and informative. If so, then give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye.